I want to talk about one of the biggest updates and the thing that almost everybody should do right away. And this is
Look how fast you are generating these images, and they look so real. It is pretty crazy.
And then in one click, I can see that prompt against all these different styles that I know that I like.
Jay's asking, and I want this too. Make it a Studio Ghibli style. There you go. Woo! Come on. Right? That is awesome. Wow. Yeah, you haven't lived until you've done 3-hour sessions with Nick. Is that how long you can go for?
Dude, I've been going for 2 years. I can use all the models. And just like that, I was able to run our image through 4 different video models. I have 1 subscription. I don't have to have subscriptions to everything. Oh, that's saucy.
As you can see, you can just spin this up within an hour, reach out to your client or record a loom, and you can walk through the different directions and then pitch. Just that easy.
Honestly, the Webflow part, I'm just going to import it. It's going to take like 2 minutes. We're in Webflow, guys.
Okay.
We are in Webflow.
Let's go. That's pretty good, guys.
Oh, that was fast. What the fuck?
Welcome back to the live stream, where I am joined by creative director and Midjourney wizard Nick St. Pierre. And together we design and build an agency website on the fly and use Midjourney to create all the assets.
I'm just going to jump into building a wireframe for, it's going to be focused on Webflow agency, freelancer, and just to give you a bit of an insight into how I'm building this wireframe. What I've done is I've got my prompt in the background, so it kind of knows what my business is about. So as I'm just adding sections in, it's going to populate with copy, which will speed things up. Cool.
Nice.
All right.
Maybe while Adam is doing some of the layout stuff, I can talk about personalization in Midjourney.
Yeah, sure.
I think we're going to lean on that for concept 1. I want to talk about one of the biggest updates and the thing that almost everybody should do right away because it significantly improves your prompts and your images. And this is Personalize. It's a relatively new feature offered by Midjourney. But the core idea is that you rate images and Midjourney learns what you like. And it learns all sorts of little things. It learns your subject preferences, like the types of styles, whether you prefer more illustrative or painterly or 3D or photographic. But all the little left unsaid details in your prompt get filled with things that it thinks you like. And it really, really improves your image quality, which we'll show in a couple examples. But first thing you need to do this is head to that Personalize section and create a standard profile. But the one that you're really focused on is your global profile. This is your main one. And I just want to talk about how it works. So you click on it and all you do is you rate which image you like the most. So you can hit 1 for the left image, 2 for the right image. If you don't like either, you could skip it. And all you're doing is picking the one that you like out of the 2. You don't have to overthink it for your global profile. You don't have to skip a whole bunch. But if one of the 2 catches your eye, just go ahead and like it. For your global profile, you're really going for volume, not quality, because every little decision you make just has a minor impact on your prompt. And you can see I have 5,100 ratings here. It starts working pretty good at about 200, but it starts working really good at about 2,000. So I recommend you spend a moment and you go to Personalize and you start making these selections. It's going to make a world of difference. And I'll just do a quick example of this to show you. One that I think works pretty well. So let's do a simple prompt, like photo of a woman, and we'll do a square aspect ratio, just standard. And I'm going to run this. By default, it's just going to use Midjourney's default model, right? Which right now is 6.1. And then while it's running, I'm going to add in my personalization so we can see the difference. So I'm going to add --P, which is going to use my personal aesthetic.
See, and this is the stuff that we need to know. All these little prompt tips.
There's so many, man. There's so many, and there's so many features, and you can mix and match them into different workflows. Let me make sure I'm in turbo mode so that we're moving fast here. Right,
okay, so that first row it generated 4, and then now it's generating a new row based on the personalization. Okay, that's cool.
Based on my personalization. So the aesthetic is going to change quite a bit. So this is my personalized aesthetic versus the default aesthetic. Let's do another one. And let's do, how about like a headshot photo? And this time what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn a value. It's called Stylize. And I'm going to turn it all the way up.
Okay.
So Stylize, what this controls is the intensity of the underlying model that you're referencing. So when I put Stylize at 1,000, I'm saying Midjourney, I want the maximum Midjourney aesthetic applied to my prompt. And you can see that like these are pretty AI, right? Like this kind of screams AI Midjourney.
Okay.
So this is the maximum of the default model. Now I'm going to switch this up and I'm going to add my personalization, which is essentially like a fine tuning of the default model to your preferences. And I also put Stylize all the way. So this is the most intensely my personalization is getting applied. And it's a totally different look and feel, right?
Okay, so on the right there's headshot photo of a woman, and then these are the tags. So these are like the additional add-ons that you put onto your prompt, essentially.
Exactly. We call them parameters. They're
Parameters,
these dash commands that you put at the end.
Okay.
So you have prompt, and you go dash. We could say aspect ratio, and then we can switch the aspect ratio.
Wow.
We have personalization, and then we have all of these levers like stylize to control the weight or the intensity. When you start adding things in, like style references, you can start to mess with the style weight. If you set it as an image reference, you can mess with the image weight.
Oh, man. This is what I'm talking about. This is so good. I've gotten so much already, and it's just like 10 minutes in.
Maybe I can start. I'm gonna make some avatars that we can use for like maybe a testimonial section or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got.
Where are we at?
So I've got a testimonial section, Nick, here, but I've also got team members. So the agency team, these two. So we could use this to create some avatars, or this section as well.
All right, so let's find some 4 images. We can get 4 different people.
Sweet. Adam, can you zoom out and just give us a quick rundown of the wireframe here?
Yeah.
So we got the hero section.
So here's where I've landed. We've got hero section, the main call to actions, contact. So we've got the menu opens up kind of like this.
Cool.
Just kind of typical agency style. Just really focusing on getting that lead. Then we have an explanation of all the services.
Okay.
So kind of got like a section here to explain, this is introducing the services. There's 3 services.
Okay.
I've just picked like common services of our community. So brand design, web design, and then Webflow development. And so I'm thinking in terms of assets, like just obviously reflecting brand design, web design and Webflow development. Like that could be illustrations. It could be like we could have like some iconography of our own over the top, but use AI to do like the background textures or illustrations. Not exactly sure, but we can go into different concepts on that. Then I've got some social proof, some brands. I'll add like bigger names here, or fictional companies here.
I love this, Bento. It's so
we
good.
can do some cool backgrounds in the brand's color, maybe.
Okay.
For the brand cards.
Right.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, cool.
And then so that one, down. Nick, we'd have to like edit that one in Webflow, because at the moment Style Guide Builder it is V1. We won't be able to like add backgrounds here, but that's cool. This is what we can show, like how to evolve it from Style Guide Builder, which I'm keen to jump into.
Okay, next we got the work section.
Just the work section. We could put like the work, but this is where I think we could showcase the work. But I'd love to see if AI can create like a background texture that looks like the work. If you know what I mean, like it's kind of like
we could do that.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah. I think
we'll
that
get the
would be
work and then we'll
really
use it as a style reference so that we can pull some
yeah.
of the aesthetics in.
Yeah, that could be sick. And then we have team section, small team, and then we have like a little banner that's gonna like animate across, and then yeah, a footer. So pretty standard.
We got 40 minutes left.
All right, let's jump into it.
All right. So
what do we have
I
here?
want to show you real quick, just kind of like this process I'm going through here. So something I like to talk about is this idea of additive prompting, so that you don't have to have everything figured out at the beginning. You start with the basic idea and you build, you evolve it, right? So starting point here is just headshot photo of a man. And I use style raw, which leans a little bit more photo realistic by default. And then I have my personalization in here. And we're getting some good results, right? For these grids. But then I started adding more details. So here I said headshot photo of a man with gray hair, round frame glasses, wearing a brown sweater, right? So it's giving us what we're asking for, and the image quality is quite good, right? Quite realistic. But these backgrounds were a little flat, so I put him somewhere. And so my next addition was he's standing in a modern kitchen, right? So I get these backgrounds where he's in this modern kitchen, but then I was looking at the shelves and I didn't like just kind of like this plain white cabinet. So I added some more details. I said, in the background are open shelves and a marble countertop, right?
Wow.
So now we got these open shelves. We got this marble texture that's pulling in, and our guys are still looking pretty good, right?
And he's looking younger.
these guys look like designers.
Yeah.
Like OG designers.
Here, actually, to make them proper designers, we need to make them wear black. So I'm gonna say wearing a black sweater.
Oh, this is
beanie. There you go.
The beanie.
Yeah. So good.
yeah.
So another thing, like if we like this image generally, but maybe we don't like the way the beanie is showing up, we can do a couple of things. We can run variations. So strong variations are going to switch up more of the composition. Subtle is just going to change little details. So we can start there and see if it helps, if we get something that's a little bit better.
Nick, we need a girl as well.
Kind of like
we have a female and a male.
All right, yeah, we'll do both.
Cool, guys. I just want to be mindful of the time. That's good to like dive deep into the variations. I love that. I love to let's keep cranking it out. Let's switch over to Adam real quick.
Yeah, so my approach
what's your
is
approach?
my approach will be I'm gonna work backwards from the images. It's actually a technique I'd use when in web design anyway, like working back from the image assets to arrive at some colors, just so that there's like it feels cohesive. So I'm gonna work backwards from what Nick does to arrive at some styles, but I have sort of been thinking about fonts that are appropriate. So this could be like a good opportunity to start exploring fonts before we get into the color as well. And I also, just so we were prepared, I prepped some assets. For concept one, I'm leaving it pretty open to what the hero section could be and like how we describe our services. But I did just pull out some websites built with Relume that we can put in our portfolio section.
Okay.
And the idea would be we have like space here to put like a background of some kind that, you know, reflects that portfolio. It could be like textures that like share the same color. Yeah, I'd be curious to see what Nick could do there. And then for the second concept, for the hero, maybe we're showing our work and we're using AI things in the background, like AI assets for the background texture potentially. And then I've just got like a play on the logo, which I've also prepped the logo for over here. So yeah, I've landed on this one. I mean, it's pretty standard, but yeah.
Nice. Love it. You got the logo and everything. All right. Okay, what's next,
Studio,
guys?
right?
Where do we go from here?
All right, I'm dropping 2 more headshots of people.
Nice.
In here. Let's get another woman.
Look how fast you are generating these images, and they look so real. It is pretty crazy.
That looks so real.
Yeah, and you can go. One thing I try to reiterate to people is you can go like a full hour just on a single image. There's like no shortage of what you can do to combine things and come up with unique ideas. So we could jam some stuff out here, but there's always a level deeper that you can go.
Okay, so I got a question, Nick. Cameron asked, how many, like when you were shaping your personalization, how many do you need to rate and click before it works well?
Before it works well,
Mr. P
I would say
100 to 200, but what do you think?
Yeah, I would say about 200 for it to work well. It'll start working at 40, but it's probably not going to feel like you. At 200, it'll start to feel like you. At a couple thousand, it'll really start to feel like you.
So it's like 200 swipes on a dating app type of thing until you get your perfect girl,
I guess so,
or guy.
Exactly.
All right.
And you could always create a new standard profile and start it over if you're unsatisfied with what you have.
Okay. Another quick question. Mohammed's asking, how do you create your own personalized avatar in Midjourney? I guess we're doing that, but like, is there a way to then upload your own photo and then evolve that?
Yeah, you want to share my screen real quick?
Yep.
So I'll show you it with the image that I just generated. So
okay.
We have this woman here that I just generated, and I want more of her. So I'm actually just going to click this. I'm going to drag it into my prompt bar. You could do this with your own image as well that you upload.
Sweet.
And I'm going to hover over, and we're looking for this character reference icon. It's just this user icon. So I just set this woman as a character reference. And now if I run this prompt again, it's going to give me, instead of 4 different women, 4 shots of that woman. And it's not perfect yet. They'll be, slightly different from one another, but it's going to be inspired by this woman, right?
Okay. Wow. Nice.
So you could do that with your own image. And if you really like a composition, I can copy this image. But let's say I really prefer this composition, but I want it to be that other woman. I could do the same thing. I can come into the editor. I could paint out this woman. I could paste in that new reference.
Whoa.
And I could add her as a character, and I would just affect her face here. Now, sometimes you get some weird scaling things where like the size proportions feel off, but with enough reruns, it should be pretty good.
Oh, wild.
So we're using this woman as that new reference, and you can see it changing here in real time.
Oh, wow.
But notice how the only thing that changed was that area I masked. Everything else is the same.
Okay. Whoa. Wow. Okay.
So you have a lot of control.
All right, just delve deep into that.
I was playing with this earlier, but with fashion, because when you use a character reference, it tries to take everything about the character. So I was blending different sorts of outfits as I in-paint to kind of get these weird mixes.
With the same face. Oh, that's so cool.
With the same face, yeah, same character. So I could actually show you. I posted it a second ago.
Nice.
But
right there.
3 different outfits here
that is so cool.
Merge together, right? So you can get creative. There's lots you could do.
All you fashion designers out there, this is your key.
That's right. All right, we need some assets so that you can start getting some colors, right? Should I start with some illustrations?
I'll just walk through like some things that I'm figuring out at the moment with the typography. So I had this idea to use like a condensed serif font. So I discovered this font. So I like this. I think it looks appropriate. But I started to explore like other options in the library. This is kind of playful. I've seen this type of aesthetic work quite well in combination with like a sans serif, like what we have here. This one is okay. It's clean. And then we have this one. I'm leaning towards instrument or OVO.
I like instrument.
Instrument gives me like instrument gives me like old Apple vibes. I don't know. It's
It's all about that serif condensed.
Let's run with that.
So good.
Cool. All right, let's figure out what we're going to do for this hero image for the first concept. yeah, what do we
All
got?
right,
Where do we go from here?
what's the idea here? So I'm going to just lean on, for the first concept, I'm going to lean on my personalization to drive the aesthetic. And then for concept 2, we can play with some style references and stuff. But I'm just going to lean on this as a starting point. What kind of medium are we after? Are we feeling like some epic photograph for concept 1? Maybe something more illustrative for that big hero image? What are we thinking?
I'm thinking something illustrative, but I wouldn't mind hearing what, I don't know, maybe some people in the chat, what they think, if there's any suggestions. But I'd be
Adam's
leaning
to
towards,
their illustration. Yeah, that's cool.
All right.
Yeah, just
Let's go with that.
I can imagine what that looks like in my head at the moment, and I can see it potentially being like people, like a team working on websites, illustration vibes. That's what I'm imagining, but open to it. Yeah.
All right, let's say illustration of a team.
Wow.
Working on a design in a modern.
We got some old school Windows XP vibes going on here as a backdrop. Okay, that's cool. Oh,
so
yeah. Go ahead.
My profile leans a bit photographic and dark.
Wow.
So we can play with these. So something I like to do to just get different takes is a parameter called chaos. And what chaos does is it increases the variety of the images in your grid. So it's a great way to kind of explode out basic concepts and just get some takes that we think are interesting. And then when we like something, we can start to mix with it. So let's try this. So I'm going to drag this in. I'm going to set this as a style reference, and I'm going to blend it with this one here.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
And when you set it as a style reference, by default, when you drag it in, it's set as an image. But we're actually looking for the paperclip. And the difference is that when you use it as a paperclip, as a style reference, Midjourney decouples aesthetic from subject matter. And then when you use it as an image prompt, it tries to actually pull pixels from the image into the composition. So in this case, I actually just want the aesthetics to blend. So I'm just using the style reference.
So the paperclip represents a style reference. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay.
Represents a style reference. And we can kind of see how some of that texture from this guy is getting pulled in. If we want to like increase the intensity, we can mess with the style weight. So I'm going to up the style weight, which is just me telling Midjourney lean on these style references a bit more as opposed to your default model. So it's giving me some ideas.
Oh, that's cool. Nick, if we wanted to like make it relevant to the studio, like the team. So like there's Alice and then there's Mark. And I'm looking at that and I see 3 like females. Could we slip in a male or Mark? How would I do that? Like how would I go, okay, I want to change like the lady on the left to Mark.
Yeah, so we could actually use positional language. So we could say illustration of a man and a woman. How about sitting at a table in a modern office? All right. And then I'm going to say the man is on the left pointing at a whiteboard. The woman is on the right. How about on her computer? So we're using some positional language here. I'm going to lower the style weight a little bit. Go back to the default. So we're starting, there we go.
Nice.
So now check it out.
That's
we got
cool.
Our dude showed up on the left. He's pointing at the board. She's on the right.
That's hilarious.
On our computer.
That's so good. Hey, could you do a really quick addition? Jay's asking, and I want this too. Make it a Studio Ghibli style. Can you do like a quick prompt on that? Like that dude pointing.
Let's try anime illustration. Or we could do
Studio Ghibli. Yeah, let's go.
How do we spell it?
Yeah, that's right. You got it.
All right.
Oh, that is so
Nick,
wild.
If you can start dumping some of these into the Figma, and then I can start playing with the style, that like with the colors, and see what feels good, that would be awesome.
Okay, let's do
All right.
it. Let me drop one of these real quick. This one's not bad. I'm not super in love with any of these, to be honest. I kind of want to mess around a bit more, but I'll just put some ideas in here.
Yeah. Continue messing around.
It's amazing how quick you can just quickly copy and paste and dump it into Figma here.
Oh, Midjourney is so fast too.
That's so good.
So one thing to note, I'm asking for a style in my text prompt here, Studio Ghibli, but I have style references that aren't Studio Ghibli, right? So everything is like balance and harmony. If you're requesting something in your prompt, Midjourney is trying to listen to it. It's also taking into account any of the parameters and any of these references. So sometimes we have competing ideas and we just want to let Midjourney breathe a little bit. So I'm going to remove those style references and let this.
There you go. Woo! Come on. Right? That is awesome. That's really cool. Wow. They're all pointing.
They're all pointing. They're all pointing.
Hey, I've got a question for you.
What's up?
Right now, I'm trying to like put this image into like a dimension that's preferable. How would I do that in Midjourney? How can I like make it so that it's a specific dimension, so I don't have to, go into Figma and change and crop it, etc.
Totally. So we can use that aspect ratio parameter. So this is 1440 by 810, which I think is just 16 by 9, which we're generating, but I'll just show you. I could switch this aspect ratio and I could say 1440 by 810, which is 16 by 9. So it simplifies it for us. But I just do that -- AR followed by any whole number ratio that you'd like. And it'll generate.
Nice.
So I have some styles that I've saved. So I'm gonna do this thing. I'm gonna go AR 16 by 9, and I set up my own custom parameter. I'm gonna call it style test. So it's just gonna run these different styles that I have saved all at once for me. So this is a quick way, like when you have things that you like, you can start to save them and build these little shortcuts for yourself.
Whoa, so what just happened there? Like you prompted something and it generated multiple pictures at the same time?
Yeah, so there's this thing, it's kind of more of a power feature, but you have to set it up in Discord, but you can create your own custom parameters. So I created one called style test.
I see.
And it just saves all of my favorite little recipes, which is like these mix of style references with the various parameters.
Okay.
And then I can just put my idea, how about like an ocean, and I can set my aspect ratio. And then in one click, I can see that prompt against all these different styles that I know that I like.
Oh, wow.
So it's just a bit of a time save, right?
Yeah.
So you can see them all generate. So here's that ocean with this style. Has a particular vibe. Here's a different style.
Wow.
Right.
So basically, if you have different art directions or concepts, you then save that and then you apply it to different topics or subjects for the image.
Different ideas, yeah.
Okay. That's
and you
pretty
can get
cool.
some quick looks at things, which is pretty cool. Let's see if there's anything interesting here. What we're talking about. These are kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
All right, gonna switch over to Adam. Let's just see what he's done so far with the colors and the style guide builder. So based on the image now, he's matching the colors to one image, guys. Out of one image, he's already isolated and defined the colors, the brand colors, this is looking good.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've been playing around with like what the color could be. I'm not a huge fan of this aesthetic. I'm getting a little bit lost.
I'm not either. I just put another image that is a bit more fun.
Yeah.
A bit more playful.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
All right, guys,
nice.
I'm going to turn up the heat. There's less than 25 minutes left. So let's try to anchor down and hammer out two directions here.
Let's run with this one, Nick. It feels good.
All right, let's roll with that. So we have feature sections, and we need some textures and stuff too, right? How many textures should I create?
No. We need to adapt. I think we need to adapt the same illustration style to the content here. So it talks about brand design, talks about web design, then it talks about Webflow development or web development. Okay. How would you approach this? Like we could take the copywriting. I'm not sure. Like what would you do in this scenario where you want to make it relevant to the content?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
We can play with just simple ideas, but at the end of the day, we're going to need to kind of talk about something specific. So if we want something that represents brand design, maybe we don't need the people. How about a floating notebook? What is the aspect ratio for these? This is 810 by 712. So let's update this.
Okay, so while Nick is looking into that, what are you exploring now, Adam?
Now that I have different colors to pull from, I'm just using a tool now to pull in the colors. So I might use this as the main brand color.
Nice.
And then see what other colors it recommends. Oh, that's pretty on point.
Guys,
so I'm just gonna pull in like pink for here.
Right on.
All right, now I'm gonna start exploring like what works well.
There's that magic click. You're just cycling through. And this is the magic with using Relume and, tag teaming with someone that's a pro in AI generation, right? You guys can just riff off, brainstorm, and this is the fun part.
Yeah,
I kind of like that cloud as almost like a logo. It's pretty cool. The cloud that they got in that hero.
I'm 20 minutes.
Yeah, actually, that's a good idea. I like that too. We could crop that. I'm gonna get onto that.
All right.
Unless
I'm gonna design more elements for these things. So I was like brand design. I'm just thinking like some paint brushes. They have this like little playful sparkle. We could do, a laptop I was messing with.
Nice.
One thing I added, I noticed that I was getting a lot of clouds and everything was showing up on clouds. So I used another parameter, this no parameter, which essentially tells Midjourney what you don't want to see.
Okay.
And this is actually best practices. So if you're prompting something, you only want to talk about what you want to see in your prompt. Yeah. You don't want to say, don't include this. If you do that, it's probably going to include more of it. Instead, you use -- no, and then you put that thing that you don't want afterwards. So I did that with clouds.
That's really helpful.
So now I'm getting some different stuff. This one's not bad. Here, I'll just copy some of these. I'm just gonna paste them around here. I got these paint brushes. This one's kind of cool. I don't know. It's not my favorite.
This is cotton candy vibes. I'm getting hungry.
I know it's pretty like cute though. I like it. I like this one, like the sparkles it's in. This is like very dreamy. I don't know. I'm just gonna pop a couple.
Nice. So we got Adam in Photoshop removing the background. Now I'm curious, can you use Midjourney to remove the background if you want to isolate a certain image or object?
There's no background removal. No, you could in Paint and change things like we did with the character reference, but there's no layers or editor tools like you have in Photoshop necessarily.
Got it. Okay. So Adam, you just brought it into Photoshop. You did the little magic lasso or something just to get the outline.
Yeah.
You just isolated that.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Look at this. We're changing the logo on the fly with 18 minutes, guys. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Feel the pressure.
Okay. What else?
You don't have time to play around with the logo. This is what happens when you just let creatives run with no PM to crack
I
the
reckon
whip.
it's all gonna come together. Yeah, no. My hunch is that we're gonna make it. So let's
All
keep
right,
going.
look at the confidence.
I'm playing with these characters. I'm kind of seeing what comes up. Are there any ideas in chat for like assets? We kind of have a direction here that we're leaning into. I'm doing some like paintbrushes, some laptops, some people surrounded by screens. Maybe for person 1 2, I create some avatars or something. Let's try that. I got these characters.
let's start inputting some avatars.
Let's do this, and then I reckon we move on to the next concept too, Nick.
Yeah.
Because I think with these images coming together, it'll be easy to pull in and finish off this concept. So I reckon maybe you start on like a new concept, exploring like textures and patterns that we could use behind.
Okay. Nick, how about you go for like a more realistic?
But dump these
vibe.
in. These are good. Dump these
more
in as well.
photorealistic. How about let's do
photorealistic or like 3D, like cool 3D glass vibes or something like that. This is obviously more cartoony, so let's do something completely different, and then we'll get the audience to vote. And then Adam, it's then time for you to build. How confident and how fast do you think you're going to build once we choose an art direction?
Oh, dude, it's the building's
5 minutes.
trivial. Like the building's trivial. I'm not concerned about that. I'm concerned about getting 2 concepts.
All right, you guys heard it from him.
But I mean, like, I think this concept's almost there as a concept. And then we can, we don't have that much time, but we can explore other directions.
Let's get this woman. I kind of like the guy, but I didn't like what I was getting with the female. Let's give her some glasses.
But just look at Adam, the way he's using the style guide builder. So it's like his approach is he gets the main inspiration from a single photo, and then he defines the color. He's already got the topography locked in. And then once that's happening, you just click, 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 and you can just cycle through the variations of the colors within each section. You look at the cards too, they change. And then you just input and link the photos and all the rest of the image placeholders. And then look how fast he's going. It's pretty good.
Yeah, so we started here.
Oh, yeah,
that was like
right.
one direction. And then I just duplicated, continued on. Now we're at this concept. I need to finish off these, but I reckon I'll be able to get that done. And then we can move on to the next concept. So I'm going to go over to the portfolio section and just drag out, I don't know, I'm going to use these clouds as the background.
Nice.
All right, let's do some photo realism and 3D stuff. So I'm going to generate some textures. Now I was messing with something a little bit earlier.
New concept? Just
new concept.
Are we on a new concept? Okay, sweet.
So I'm gonna start switching it up. So I was generating some assets like this. I want to kind of show how I got there. So I'll mess with more of these. But I have this resource. It's called Kive. I've built out, and it's just a bunch of those style references that I can reference in one go. I could look up something like, colorful gradient, and I can get these reference points, and then I can start to pull them in. So let's see, it's the vibe. Is there a color palette we should roll with? What do we think?
Whoa.
I'm gonna filter.
Maybe let's make it make it different to the first concept. Like go a completely different direction.
All right, so let's go more like, what do we got? More blues and pinks. So let's go more like orange and dark.
Yeah, orange and dark would be nice. Yeah.
All right, so I'm just looking for some ideas here. This is kind of nice.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna grab this sref code and I'm gonna paste it in here.
Okay.
All right, let me remove this for now. And what do we want? We just want like a gradient background. So we'll do colorful gradient background. Now, for the abstract stuff, you don't need to be too crazy. because it's abstract, right? So the style itself that we just picked is going to dictate most of what we see. And we can mess with the different styles. So this is that style reference. I'm not necessarily a huge fan. Maybe there's something better that we can grab real quick. What are we on time here?
Oh, we got like 1 minute. I'll give you 2 more.
Oh shit.
Nah, we'll make it. We'll make it.
What do you guys think on the chat?
This concept's pretty cool.
So Brent is asking, what resource was that gallery from? That other gallery that you showed, Nick?
This here. This is called Kai. I can share it.
Okay. All right. We'll share it in the
I can
description.
share it at the end.
Yeah. All good.
Dark, abstract, gradient, background, flowing, fiery oranges.
Cool.
Give it a
Adam,
go.
where are you at now? Are you pretty much done with this?
I'm creating the next concept.
Okay. So you're done. You're done with the other one. Okay.
Yeah. So first concept's done. This is the first concept.
Yeah.
All right, I'm getting some stuff
Nice.
that's kind of interesting here. Totally different
That's the
vibe.
concept.
That's pretty cool, Adam. Really fast.
Do we like that gradient I dropped, or do we hate it?
Let me
This
see.
one.
It's okay. I mean, it looks like Relume's gradient a little bit.
Agency for
But I
real.
can't hate it. Can we get more options, Nick?
Yep.
I'm that annoying client.
More
No, this is
revisions.
perfect. What do we want to change? Do we want to change the colors, or are we looking more to change the texture? And
Think more dark, you think?
Ooh, that's interesting.
which
Ooh,
one?
I might start playing with this one. This thing. So if you can switch to
like
my
this one?
screen, Josh,
Mhm.
like something here is happening for me, like in this corner.
All right, let's drop this
But
as a style
This
reference.
is beautiful to look at. I like that.
All right, I dropped it as a style reference so we can get more that are similar
Okay.
to it.
Yep.
I'm actually gonna cut out the background on this.
So where are we going to
using
use this
Photoshop.
image? As the hero section?
Hero.
Or this is okay.
Hero, but behind, I'm thinking behind some of the
Oh, it's the backdrop.
portfolio item.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me see.
So should we
Just
keep
remove-
a similar sort of style but change the colors a little bit? Maybe.
Yeah, I'm liking I'm liking this blue colored scenario with the orange. I reckon this looks good. So I guess I'm gonna start experimenting with what it would look like to put this texture behind, and then we can build from there.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah. Okay, so
what was
focusing on
working,
the
this part is working for me here.
So Nick, I think he's liking the noise on top of the black and gray or black and blue gradient.
Yeah, and there's like crinkles. If we could get more crinkles happening, that would ooh, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Crinkle texture. Okay, let's see what happens here. And so we're getting rid of that orange vibe, and we're totally switching to black and blue. Okay.
Okay, I'm open to orange as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we are running out of time. 6 minutes left. We gotta decide.
All right, you want to start into Webflow? We're just coming up with the concept,
I reckon we're close on a concept.
Yeah.
I would prefer to spend the rest of the time on the concept, because honestly, the Webflow part, I'm just going to import it. It's going to take like 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay. All right.
I'm just gonna drop some stuff in here. Pull what you like, or tell me what you like. These are getting a little bit darker. I'm pulling the ones that have a bit more noise.
So Adam, do you want to give the audience 3 directions? You want to include that first one, or you want to write that off and keep that like cotton candy one?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm just gonna open up a poll here.
So I'm gonna use. Go to my organized
cut out that
tab.
background. This would look better. Let's see. Oh, actually. Oh man, this is so fun. I want to stay on this stream for longer.
Yeah.
I'm going to use the orange as like the main brand color, but then we can use like the blue and the purple as like an accent color.
Okay.
So I'm gonna.
What kind of like assets for concept 2? I guess for brand design, I can stick with the same stuff.
I reckon for this, we'll just use the textures, Nick, and I'll just put the logo over the top. See what that feels like. It's a bit basic, but I think it could work.
Because I have some like 3D stuff that we can mess with. Here, I'm gonna pull this in. I have this guy. I want to bring him into the mix. And
yeah, that's cool. Love that
let's make this 1 by 1.
Oh, dude, it's so good.
And I love it, guys. Nick's able to create 3D images here. So easy. Yeah, now this is cool. This is really nice.
What? Oh, these are kind of fun, like this pencil.
Yeah.
Let's do paintbrush again. I'm gonna do a computer or a laptop.
That's really different, Adam. That's cool. I like that transition from the gray.
Yeah, this is what I was trying to cut out before, so we could get, because it actually still keeps the showcase items as a hero, which I really like.
Very cool.
All
right, guys, the poll is open. So we have Adam's currently working on concept 3. This is the latest and greatest. Concept 2 is that bubble gum cotton candy vibe, and concept 1 is the very bright illustrative direction. We'll show that to you later on once Adam's finished with the concept 3. But polls are open. Once you guys vote, we're gonna decide, and then Adam's just gonna build it out in 2 minutes in Webflow, guys. 2 minutes. That's what he said.
All right, now this concept's feeling good.
What is it missing?
Oh man, let's see. Okay. Oh, okay. This is good. This is good. Let's see. I'd love for it to be more consistent, Nick, because I'm using this here. Check out this. I'm using this as like the hero.
Okay.
I'd love to pull in like more consistency with this. So like this feels right, but it doesn't feel like this exactly.
Okay.
How would you go about
so for the gradients or for the assets or like the 3D style? For the gradients?
For the gradients, yeah.
Okay.
Because one way I could do it is
that's cool.
Like that.
That's cool.
And
all right, let me pull.
I just need more of this type of, more variation, I guess.
All right, let's do that. I'm gonna turn chaos up, get some more variation. And then I'm using that other image as a style reference so we can get some stuff that feels a bit more consistent with it.
good.
Let's start. Remove dark. Oh shit!
We
son.
are time. We are in overtime, guys. Of course, we're gonna keep going, but
Injury time.
we got that's right, injury time. Hey guys, if you are still watching with us, an hour in, thank you so much. We're just gonna keep pushing through. Give us a like, and I keep forgetting to hit this button here, but subscribe. Let us know how you are enjoying this stream. Again, share some comments, show some love in the chat. All right, we got Adam here, adding in all the images. So within this section, you're able to upload multiple images, which is nice. That's really quick and easy. And now he's shaping up the corners. Again,
this is.
He's shaping the card and image style. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the first original images of the people for this one, I think. All right, we're almost ready. We're almost ready for the.
All good, guys. While they're building out, Atia's asking, Nick, do you have a YouTube video? You should have a video or a channel just showcasing all your skills. Speaking of that, you do have a course, yeah?
Yeah, we do. We've been doing mostly enterprise stuff lately, like agencies and design teams. But I do offer a course. I just don't have one running right now.
What about the one on Maven?
Yeah, that's kind of we've been focusing a lot more on corporate stuff, but like once every 6 weeks, I usually run a cohort for more people.
Cool.
So you can check that out. It's much more in depth. We like go through, spend about 15 hours total live. It's a different universe.
Okay, cool. And guys, I'm gonna share my screen here. You guys want to check out the Relume channel, scroll down. There is a previous video with Nick already on there, so check that out. It's 81,000 views, so that's been popping off. That's been really fun. So if you want more of Nick and Adam, you can check that out. All right.
All right. I feel like I am at a point where we should vote on the concept.
Okay. Let's open. Polls are still open here.
In the background, we can put it into Webflow and make some final tweaks.
Okay, sweet. All right, concept 1 on the left. Concept 2, we got cotton candy clouds in the middle. Concept 3, we got this gradient dark mode here. So as you can see, you can just spin this up within an hour, reach out to your client or record a loom, and you can walk through the different directions and then pitch your concepts. Just that easy. All right. I'm going to close the poll in 3, 2, 1. Okay. People have selected concept 3. Okay. So now I'm going to do something for fun.
All right, let's go.
Let's go. You're on the timer. Let's see how fast you can build and export in Webflow. This is official.
Let's do it.
He said 2 minutes. All right, 35 seconds in. Let's go.
All right.
All right, I'll fill in the gaps for assets that I feel like we're missing.
Yeah, and this is great. This is a good example. As you know, the developer is building it out. Designers can still add on additional content, assets, things like that. All right, so he's using the app, Webflow app.
There we are. All right, so I'll just get the concept in. Concept 3 was what we chose. All right, let's start importing. All right, so we're in Webflow, guys.
Okay.
We are in Webflow.
Let's go.
Right,
it's 3 minutes past.
In Webflow, first impressions.
That's pretty good, guys.
Blue. Oh, that was fast. What the fuck? Oh, sorry, am I not allowed to curse? Sorry.
Now you are. Yeah. So I'm just gonna like quickly just like play with some things.
Okay, now that you've imported it, how are you gonna turn this to the next level? How are you gonna elevate it with animations, with making it pop?
Make that pop, yeah. Cool. Let me think. I need to think about this. I just realized we don't have avatars for these people.
For which ones?
For the testimonials. I could just cut this out. Like I could just now.
Mhm.
No, I can. I have some. I'll drop them in there. I had put those. I put the little 3D emoji guys. I was thinking those might be a playful way to use an avatar, but maybe not for a testimonial.
Okay, so Adam's just filling in.
Come on,
I do
sharing textures.
I do have
I
to
think
say,
these textures could be cool.
part of the build of a website is really curating the assets. So to have another person on the team just focusing primarily on that, while Adam focuses on the build, it just streamlines the whole process so much faster.
100%. Yeah, I want to get those background textures in as well. Ooh, already used that one. Slack. Man. Look at this. We are heavy duty. Disney,
What is it?
Slack.
Nice.
It works the best.
Damn, son.
I'm going to tighten up this too, because I think this is way too... So these are the sorts of tweaks I'd make in Webflow and Figma. I think these are a bit tacky, so I'm going to remove.
Because everyone always wants 5 stars, so it's not reliable.
Let's be real. Aaron. Oh yeah, let's go Aaron. Let's make him a bit taller. Ooh, that's a bit too much. Cool.
So good. Come on. Let's go,
tighten
Adam.
up just across the website. I'm just going to tighten up the padding, and I'm also just going to make it a bit wider. So 88 probably, and then padding on the side 2%. Let's see. Like this component here, I would probably tweak as well. Make it space between. Wow, geez. Moving so quick, I can't see where I'm going. Space between. Yeah, see that? That's nicer.
Okay.
Gives. I like that. Same as these. Let's see. What happens here?
I love seeing you in this refinement process, because all you're doing is just tweaking the margins, the spacings, and reducing it a little bit. And it's those small details that actually make it so much better. So again, to do it in 7 minutes after exporting into Webflow, this is amazing.
Not bad.
Yeah.
And switching over to Nick.
Yeah, this is good. These are the subtle things that make all the difference.
I mean, it's just amazing how much you were able to produce, Nick, in this hour with like so many different styles.
So many assets.
Wow. Wild.
I'm just trying to think for like the profile pictures to keep on the theme.
Let's get that
Maybe
dude. Yeah, that guy right there.
So when we like something, right, let's drag it in, set it as a style reference. I'm going to drop these other ones.
Okay.
And I'm going to switch this to a woman.
Ooh.
And that way we can get some. And I'm going to say a headshot photo.
Okay.
So we get something a little bit more straight on.
All right, I'm going to use this in the footer, this thing, because that's really nice.
Okay.
I really like this.
And guys, feel free to rewatch this, pause it. It's important to look at Nick's prompts, because you can look at it all on the right side here. So it's good to learn from what he's inputting here. That looks like a real guy. It's insane.
This guy, that's my guy. I want to use this. I want to use this as a style reference. I don't want this. Chaos is at 100, which is going to fuck everything up, but I think we might get there. I just want one.
Oh, nice, Adam.
Look at this.
Nice.
Look at this.
The people love it.
Oh, oh, that's
team headshot.
saucy.
And that contrast with the marquee. Ooh, woo. Come on.
I'm just gonna dip this. Yeah, with the marquee. What are your thoughts on that? Because I was actually
nice
thinking
pop.
of changing it.
No, that's
You
perfect.
reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. What else? All right.
Right, I got some
wanna get these
profile
backgrounds
images that
into
you can
these.
use.
Okay.
I got 2 images that fit the vibe here.
Okay, for the testimonials. Yeah. Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool.
So I was using the textures and stuff to add that lighting into these guys so that they fit.
Yeah. Nice.
We got OpenAI,
I like
Dropbox, Slack, Disney. I've put a few textures here that I think would maybe be interesting, but I'm wondering if it's going to be overkill. But maybe not.
No, let's try. It could be overkill, but it does kind of look good like this.
We're reaching at 10-minute build, Adam. It's been 10 minutes.
I reckon we're done. It's just more like finessing the assets, and I'm pretty happy with this, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. I
Cool.
think it's the fine tuning, tweaking. Again, AI, I always say it brings you from 0 to 80% complete. The remaining 20 is where the taste comes in. You refine it, you tweak it, you add on, you experiment different images and things like that. That's going to take more time. But at this point, I mean, I think this is more than 80%. It's like 90. I mean, if we publish this, what's this looking
Let's
like?
publish. All right.
How
let's
can
see.
we-
I haven't done anything here, so that's pretty.
That's cool.
Pretty
That's fine.
standard. Brand design, web design,
Whoa.
web development. Yeah, see, this could look better with some textures.
Yeah, I dropped a
Then the
bunch
word.
of stuff in there. I'm going to put a
Ooh.
couple more.
These guys don't fit the vibe anymore. I should
No.
have used these.
Yeah. But
Switch
guys,
'em up.
that's
One sec,
That's
one
pretty
sec.
good.
Gotta fix that. Not make it tiled.
I could also make those guys more of the vibe. Let me actually show this as an example. I'm going to show real quick the retexture feature. Let's see if it works
okay.
to change those
Avatars.
pictures that we
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't remember which ones they were, but I think it was this one.
Sure.
So I'm going to open this in the full editor.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to retexture. Well, first I'm actually going to have it suggest a prompt. Let me open Midjourney in another window. So I can find our texture. So I'm trying to like retexture her into the other style. We'll see how it does.
Well,
Let's grab
I'm gonna
these guys.
stop. Is this safe for me to stop the timer? I think it's like causing me anxiety. So we're basically done with the build, right, Adam? I mean, you're
Yeah.
okay. You're just playing around with the style.
Yeah, I
guide
mean,
here.
what I'm doing
I mean,
is not
phenomenal.
interesting.
So good, guys. Well done. Jim's saying, yeah, you haven't lived until you've done 3-hour sessions with Nick. Is that how long you can go for?
Dude, I've been going for 2 years. Well, this is like the nature of AI as a medium. It's infinite, right? You can literally take the same prompt and run
Very
it
true.
billions of times, and you always are going to get different results.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just endless.
I mean, yeah, we fell into this rabbit hole. You can just get sucked in, and it's hard to stop. I would caution AI users then to, have a time limit, right? And just say, look, I'm gonna try to crank out as much as I can in half an hour or 1 hour or whatever, because true creativity comes from constraints. So keep that in mind.
Totally.
True.
That is cool. That's pretty. Okay.
I'm like trying to retexture it to get some lighting. I switched it up because I thought the photo look was maybe not so good. So I'm playing with some more illustrative looks that could be potentially interesting.
Cool. Now
but I'm not super in love with these.
If you did pick one, could you reduce the intensity of the lighting and the colors?
I would have to switch my style reference. I'm using like a pretty aggressive style reference. Let's try this. So what retexture does is it keeps the composition, but it changes the style. So it tries to keep everything in place. It's like control net in the open source community. So similar idea. You can see how they're all in like the same location.
Oh, okay.
But it's textured differently.
Whoa. Yeah, wow. This is much better.
These feel a little bit better, right?
Yeah.
We can adjust the intensity. I'm gonna add my personalization.
So this is what it is, what it looks like to prompt engineer, essentially. It's so wild.
Yeah, and I hate that term because it's I don't know, you have to approach AI as a unique medium, right? You can do things in AI that you can't do in other mediums. And I feel like there's certain elements of AI that make it unique, like the infinite variety and almost like the lack of control. So you want to be able to kind of like iterate quickly through ideas and let it surface new concepts that you might not have come to if you were in total control. And then from there you mix, match, blend, and you can end up somewhere interesting.
Yeah, it seems like
vibe prompting. Is that a better term?
Yeah, vibe prompting. I mean, that's really what it is.
It's a good vibe that we got going on right now.
So I was just testing this. I wanted to see if we can keep that look and feel, but update the lighting. And it did a pretty decent job with one of these. I think this is pretty good.
Yeah. All right, Adam here, working on the mobile responsive layout. I feel like that's basically what you do, is just adjust the paddings and the margins.
Yeah, this is quite tall.
Talk me through that, Adam. Why do you think you focus primarily on that? Like you seem to always reduce it. Is there like
I'm just playing with shape.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think spacing like creates a lot of shape, and it can completely change the aesthetic. So I'm also just trying to show like how you can venture out from what is currently V1 style guide builder. And one of the things that we want to eventually explore is spacing, because I think it does change the aesthetic quite a bit. So like how wide it is, how tight the spacing between elements are, even like the relationship between the buttons and the image, and it just creates a different feel. So I'm trying to showcase like that, I guess.
No, it does. It does elevate it to another level. Like even these gutters are nice and tight, but it's just that's clean. It's crisp.
Yeah, it's exactly. Cool.
You know what the feature section needs instead of the icons is like a mock-up of work.
Yeah, man. Where are those assets for the people? Because I want to swap them out.
You want to recreate this button in Figma real quick?
Nice pill button.
We should add it to Relume, that styled button.
There you go. I've been dropping them kind of all over the place, but I do feel like what belongs there is some sort of showcase of work.
So Nick, Adam's asking for those retextured assets of those avatars.
Yeah, so you retextured.
Could you drop it in Figma? Yeah, there you go. Boom. Just like that. Copy from Midjourney, paste it in Figma. Adam picks it up, puts it into Webflow. Done deal. That's a nice makeover. This is what's her name? Alice. This is Alice during the day and Alice at night when she parties, or vibe codes.
I know, I'm frozen.
Where is she?
I guess is that going to be a new title in the agencies? Alice vibe coder. We got designer, developer, vibe coder.
My screen is frozen right now. What's happening?
I'll update her title to vibe coder.
Yeah.
So her current title is creative director. I'll just vibe director.
Vibe director.
And then this guy's just like a vibe engineer.
Yeah.
Look at that guy.
See the new headshot.
It's not the best, but maybe a little bit better. I'm finding that other guy right now. I'm gonna do him too. Which one?
Nick, we got a question from Jim. What's your opinion on Gemini 2.0 Flash for website assets?
You know, it's pretty good. It does interesting things. The reason why I'm so big on Midjourney is that you have the most aesthetic flexibility and control, and you can blend and you can mix and match and do really interesting things that you can't do in other places. But at the same time, things like what Gemini has with this more conversational editing feature, it can just do things that you can't do in Midjourney. So there's a lot of cool examples that I've seen online. It's pretty good. It's pretty damn good.
Nice.
All right, I got our guy.
Hey, there he is.
You know what we didn't do, Nick? Nick, you know what we didn't do? We didn't do the video asset.
Oh fuck! What should I do? The footer or
the
maybe
the hero? Turn
Guys,
in
we're
the
out
hero
of time.
section thing.
We're out of
the
time.
hero?
Video. Damn.
Okay.
How fast can you do it?
Fast. I just have to. It's gonna take me longer to find the asset in my organized.
I think we needed part 2 for this.
No.
Two.
No. Don't say that.
Let's
We got
keep
it.
going.
Where is it? Where's my
Okay,
little?
so within Midjourney, I believe we were talking before, you can use Runway, or Runway works within Midjourney to then create a video?
No, not within Midjourney.
Okay.
But I'm just gonna grab it from here because I don't know where it is in my library. So let me export this.
Okay.
I'm gonna drop our guy here, our dude.
That's awesome. Yeah, actually, that is nice.
Oops. Boom. All right, I'm gonna pop over to Kriya.
Okay.
I'm gonna add our image, and I'm gonna say sun setting over the water, or should we say sun rising?
Sure. Sun rising.
All right, let's run this in WAN. Now, one nice thing about Kriya is I can use all the models. So I can use Pika right here. I just ran it in WAN, which is a Chinese model. I could switch to Luma if I want, and I could run it.
Wow.
And then maybe we do a runway as well. And just like that, I was able to run our image through 4 different video models all in one place. I have one subscription. I don't have to have subscriptions to everything.
Nice.
I'm pretty good at maintaining the feature sets too. So
How do you spell Kriya?
KREA.
KREA.ai. All right. Adam, where are we gonna fit this video here?
Yeah, I should probably.
Let's use Relume to add in a new section, real quick.
Yeah, let's do it.
Real quick. Let's just throw it in there.
Oh, I'm just gonna do this instead. So background video. I'll use the
Ooh,
same
manual
class.
work. Here we go.
Yeah. All right, and then we'll use this. Oh, I know what to do. All right, let's see. Let's get this.
Oh, you're gonna recreate this hero with a video background instead of the static image?
Yeah, I'm gonna make the images static here, and then add that to here. All right. Wait for that to load. And then make this relative. So I'm gonna make this relative and then add the image as absolute over the top.
Sorry, I was switching. I was just going crazy on Nick's production there.
Oh, this is kind of
that's cool.
Right? Let's download that. All right, you might not see my screen here for a second, but I'm going to pull this into something else and make it slower and more frames. All right, wait.
We're ready to go though, so no rush.
Go for it. I'm just gonna share my screen a little bit here. Guys, add Nick St. Pierre on X. Follow him on X. And yeah.
God, all right. I'm so bad. All right, I am exporting the video.
Nice.
What I'm doing is I'm bringing it to 1080p, and then I'm slowing it down by 2x because it's an 8-second animation. It's a little bit fast. So I'm giving it double the time. It's going to interpolate some frames, and that way it'll be a little bit smoother and juicier.
Nice.
Oh, nice. That sounds very juicy.
It'll be ready in 15
We're ready
seconds.
to go. We are ready to go. Can you? I'm checking if you can upload the X.
Zach just realized you were Nick, like Nick St. Pierre. Nick. Yes.
That's me.
The Nick.
Yeah.
Nick Floyd.
What's happening?
Says I love. Zach loves your post on Twitter. You got a fan.
Amazing. Thank you.
That's hilarious. Same with Brent. With the concepts here. The whole point is that we did this within an hour and you're able to pitch different styles. They're very different, right? If you go up to the top right, the pitch concepts, Adam. Yeah, I mean, this is cool. And then you can have more than 3 concepts, correct?
You can have, but you can only pitch 3 concepts.
Okay.
By design, we want this to be a forcing function for narrowing down the choices.
Yeah, and so
but
I would
you can select which concept you want to put first.
Okay.
Considering that this concept wasn't a concept, I could just not make that visible.
The client would.
I sent over the video, by the way. It looks pretty good.
Cool.
All right. Go incognito. Oh, okay, cool, sweet. I'll check my inbox. Sweet.
Okay.
All right, we are almost there.
So, guys, again, the point. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
No. This is gonna be the money shot. Ready? Are you ready for this, guys? Oh, no.
Let's go.
Okay.
It's nice and smooth. I use Topaz Video AI to interpolate and slow-mo it.
All right, we're uploading.
Yeah, Cam. I bring the vibes. They call me DJ Lo-Fi.
Pretty good to get out 3 concepts. The first, 2.5 concepts. I wouldn't consider the first one.
Yeah, the first one wasn't a concept.
2.5 concepts. A bunch of assets, completely different directions, no real plan, just kind of flying.
Yeah, really.
Genuinely, no real plan. Yeah. I think it really comes to life in Webflow, though. Hey. Let's see. Oh, we're on.
Okay.
We gotta go.
Okay.
We gotta loop.
An hour, 40 minutes in, the final publish. We're gonna wrap up the stream as a Relume component because of what you did. Look at that. Woo.
Damn.
I want it to be higher.
That is nice.
Yeah.
I want it to be a little higher.
Yeah, I'll make it higher. Just quick. We'll just go. This is probably bad practice, but
for the sake of the stream.
For the sake
Hit
of the
that
stream.
Z index on that button, baby. Z index 1000.
So Nick, are you a power user for Webflow?
No, not really. I've been so deep in AI space.
Yeah.
I do love Relume though, just for mocking up concepts and stuff. It's just so fast.
No, it's great. All right, guys, if you like this episode, you like this stream, give us a like. Please subscribe. And
you can see the line there, but yeah, this is the part where this is the part where I would create like this as a background. I reckon that takes some finessing, but that looks
pretty cool.
Awesome.
Generated by AI. Pretty cool.
Yeah, like if the sun kind of like went into the H1 up there a little bit, you know, and like the color of the sun feels really nice, and you got this like elevate your digital presence. I would want to reprompt that and get the sun to like rise a little bit. I think that would be cool.
All right, another hour. Let's do it.
Yeah. So as you see, guys, we just illustrating to you the power of AI, Relume, and teamwork and collaboration together. You guys can build something amazing. So hopefully this inspired you. Hopefully this amps you up. You want to reach out to your friends online. You build amazing stuff and share it with us. So, reach out and tag Relume, tag Nick, tag Adam. We want to see what you guys want to do. And so with that, Nick, how can people reach out to you, or what do you want to share before we wrap this up?
Nothing really. I mean, just happy prompting. I will say the best way, if you're stuck on anything Midjourney and you want my attention, tweet and @ me in your tweet with the question, and I will reply. If you DM me, I might miss it because it just kind of gets hidden. But if you @ me in the tweet, I almost always reply pretty quickly. So if you have any questions, that's the best way to get my attention. And then I can reply and other people can learn from it too, which is great.
Nice. Adam, final words.
Awesome. Well, thanks for cooking with us, Nick. I personally learned a lot, although I was distracted. But yeah, I think what you've demoed today is awesome, and it was fun. So thanks for taking time.
Dude. But I'm down to jam whenever you guys want.
So good. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Hope you had fun. We'll see you guys in the next stream. See ya.